What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So with fall in full effect, where we get our fair share of cool fronts, it's nice and mild some days, a little warm other days, but most places we're in the full swing of autumn season. So that means spicier fragrances, that means woodsy dominant fragrances, smokier stuff, tobaccos, boozes, florals, all the things that at least I know I really enjoy for the best transitional season, the best fragrance season in the fall. And these are some choices that I feel are just phenomenal everyday picks that you can wear these for just about anything the day is going to throw at you, no matter how casual, how dressy, or how even date night appropriate. These fragrances will totally work in those situations. I've got 7 of them. Stay tuned. Starting with a beautiful fougere-ish type of fragrance from Nishane. This is B612. Nice dose of aromatics, some fresh cypress, some soft woods. This is a great everyday, semi-elegant, somewhat professional, gentlemanly type of fragrance that can work for everything. It really can. There's no bad situation for this one. I believe there's some cashmere wood. Yeah, cashmere and cedarwood, sandalwood. A lot of woods here. Like I said, the cypress really jumps out to me pretty heavily in this one early, and it kind of hangs around for most of the life of the fragrance. It doesn't really provide too much of an earthy feel, more of a fresh green, almost minty-like feel, with some lavender that's not super soapy, offers a touch of powder, provides some brightness. That's really what it comes down to. It's a very woody, aromatic type of scent profile. Really good quality, and like I said, this one just speaks to me for any situation. It's kind of a Swiss Army knife type of fragrance that has a little bit more density, maybe not so much freshness that you would see in maybe super hot weather or more summer appropriate fragrances. This one I think really dials in well on those kind of crisp spring days and especially those milder fall days. So a great option to check out, I think, is definitely Nishane's B612. Now this one's kind of an odd pick, because some people will be like, well, would think more for summer, but for me, I think this is actually a little heavy for those high heat, humid days if you're in the, southern region where there's a lot of humidity. But Xerjoff 40 knots. With 40 knots, I get a little bit of a sweetness, a salty, aquatic tone, a woodsy, spicy feel. Like, I've never really truly trusted any note breakdowns I've ever seen on this fragrance because I get such different nuance from what you'll see in these. Like I said, very, very like salty, sweet, yet fresh and ozonic, almost aquatic-like feel without really being watery, spiced. It's such a great fresh meets dense kind of fragrance. Like it kind of meets somewhere in the middle to make this fragrance that I think is really year-round signature scent worthy when you want something a little fresher for the cooler weather, but something a little heavier and dense, spiced, and sweet for the warmer weather. But I think it's best for those transitional seasons, especially fall in particular, because of the way this one comes across. Almost like a caramel-like texture to the way the sweetness comes across. Might even be caramel in there. I don't know. Like I said, I've never believed any note breakdown I've ever seen, but one of the best fragrances I've definitely smelled in my lifetime. This is a great representation of what you can expect from some of the fresher fragrances available from Xerjoff. Obviously not their freshest thing. They have beautiful citruses like Renaissance, and I know Torino 21 is a big hit for a lot of people, but 40 knots, you can't go wrong. This is a staple in anyone's collection, no matter how big or small. You just want something great every day, especially in the autumn. This is definitely worth a sample and worth checking out. It's Xerjoff 40 knots. This next one's got a lot going on. It's a much deeper fragrance than you may think, but it's very much a niche blue. So it's got citrus, but it's also got earthy and woodsy tones to it to really ground it and give it some depth and some oomph, some body. It's Montabaco Verano from Ormonde, Jayne. This is such a great fragrance. It's a little much for the summertime, but, fall, this one shines. Like the tobacco here, I even get a bit of a like earthy smoked nuance with a bright grapefruit. There's other fresher notes in here, but a lot of grapefruit stands out to me early on. It's mainly a tobacco isui super fragrance, so you get a nice soft, smooth, woodsy type of feel that's a little warm, but not too heavy and too dense. Oh, this is such a good one. Look, it's loaded down with aroma chemicals. but it still smells like a pretty high quality fragrance. It's weird. Typically, when you think heavily synthetic aroma chemicals, it's going to smell like a very cheap fragrance. And that is such not the issue here when it comes to Montabaco Verano. This is one that I've never seen anybody have anything bad to say about. Whether it's a viewer, a content creator, or what have you, I've never seen a bad word said about this fragrance. I think it's pretty much universally liked for the most part. I'm not saying every person that's ever smelled it likes it, but it's hard not to like this one. And I typically don't like the Isoi Super Bombs, which this can be. It kind of is on my skin, but it just works. The other notes kind of harmonize the Isoi Super and kind of, I guess, muffle it enough to where it creates just this sensual, earthy, smoky, citrus, woodsy fragrance that's very bright and ozonic, very airy, really gets out, lasts a long time, and this one kind of goes across the board. It dresses up, dresses down. Just an absolute perfect everyday scent in the fall, in my humble opinion. And you must sample this one. If any of that sounded good, definitely get yourself a sample and try it. It's from Ormonde, Jayne. This is Montabaco Verano. Now, this next one is a recent pickup for me, but it is a beautiful, beautiful everyday wear. Much more versatile than I thought, but it's got some density. It's got a lot of pepper. It's got a dense hit of sage, a lot of fresh, spicy aromatics with some oud and some rose. Really grounds this. This is not a good warm weather scent, but I think Cosmic Pepper from Mancera is a perfect everyday fragrance in the autumn season. I mean, this is so good. Ambery, a bit leathery. There's a light sweetness. It's got this pink pepper, black pepper combo with sage that gives you this aromatic sweet spice meets fresh spice type of pop. It's not really all that warm, but there's a little bit of warmth from an amber accord as it dries down, mixed with that labdanum. There's a lot going on here, but it never smells busy. It just nuances nice and smoothly throughout the life of the fragrance. This is such a good one. Like I said, I haven't had it a long time, and it's a release for this year. It came out in the last few months, and it was one that intrigued me immediately when I saw it get announced, and I saw the note breakdown. We actually featured it in a split screen live stream here on this channel and took a look at it. And once I got it, I had an opportunity to get it for a discounted price. I had to grab it. I bought it semi-blindly because I had looked at the note breakdown and I was excited and anticipating it. And it actually is a better fragrance than I thought it would be. Not as peppery, tickle your nose spice like you would think, though there is black pepper and pink pepper prominently featured here. This is a very smooth, everyday wear that has a lot of nuance that'll really excite an enthusiast. It's not basic, generic, and linear. It doesn't stay the same from start to finish. It performs really well. The quality's pretty good here, and it's already under $100 from discounters when they get it in stock. Phenomenal scent choice for the fall season. If you're looking to just grab something that's going to work for everything every single day during the season, I think this is kind of a poster child for it. I put this up there with the versatility of something like a Cedrat Boisé, an Aqua Wood, a Midnight Gold. This is in that pile from Mancera, which is a pile of greatness. It's Cosmic Pepper. Earthy, woodsy, and green meets fresh and spicy and fresh water. We're talking about Masa from Kajal, one of their newest releases from this particular calendar year in 2023. They've since released two more flankers in the Kajal Homme line. They've released 3 and 4, which I haven't tried yet. But they got some high standards, some big shoes to fill here because this was such a great everyday release for them. It's a little much for the summertime, though. You could pull it off if you'd be easy with the sprays. If you're going to be indoors a lot, climate-controlled environment, sure, you can wear just about whatever you want. But, in and out, going through the, whatever the day can tackle, whatever you need to tackle throughout the day in the fall season, those milder days where sometimes it might be warmer, sometimes it might be cooler as the sun goes down, this scent profile suits it. It's strange how it melded two worlds together because it's an earthy, spicy, green, woodsy fragrance at its base with a prominent freshwater accord with some fresh spice at the top. It's kind of like the tale of two scent profiles. It smells so good. This is one of my favorite releases of the year. We're spraying that again. Such a perfect choice for everyday wear in the autumn season. This was the first fragrance I gathered and grabbed off the shelf to create this collection for this topic to talk to you guys about because more people need to try this. Yeah, the presentations are phenomenal. They do great with these I never pronounce it right, Swarovski crystals. I can never pronounce that right. It's a tongue twister for me. Beautiful atomizers, as you saw. gorgeous bottles, high quality oils, well blended, performs well. I mean, you really can't ask for more. Kajal really delivers with giving you everything for the money. But this scent profile, guys, this is one of those. They have a few that are great, just year-round signature scents that might be a little too heavy for the summer. This falls into that category, and I felt like it was such a great option to discuss here with you. For those that are going to watch this video, please get your nose on Masa and sample it, because it might be the best fragrance for this topic of all. Kajal Perfumes Masa. So we've already featured one that's got a prominent tobacco note. How about a more aromatic and bright tobacco? It's got a lot of nuance to it, very gentlemanly type stuff. That's where Signature Tabac from Zaharoff comes into play. This is a phenomenal everyday wear during the season. You see the dent in there. I reach for this one pretty often, especially during this particular season. Herbal, aromatic, leafy type of tobacco, dry leaf tobacco. You get booze, there's cognac, there's woods, there's Gaiac wood, for example. There's smoked nuances to it. It's ambery. There's a sweetness such as vanilla. There's other sweet notes in here as well. I want to say like maybe plum. But it kind of all just blends together to make this smooth, greatest hits tobacco fragrance is how you can look at it. I've said this many times. Some of you watching this have heard me say this a few times, that it's made up of every good like tobacco scent profile, like a sweet tobacco, boozy tobacco, woodsy tobacco, dry aromatic tobacco, leafy tobacco. Just think of all the different, this type of tobacco. Some of that's going on in here. Claude Deer worked magic in this fragrance. This is a lot of people's favorite from the house. And look, I won't argue it. It's one that I wear the most. This, Rosé, and Citrine are probably my three most worn. So pick one of those three every day of the week. It might be a argument for what's number two. Rosé is my clear number one, but man, I wear this one quite a bit, and it's built for this season. If you like tobacco scents, but you don't want that earthy, smooth, super sweet type of designer style tobacco that's been done to death, frankly. There's a ton of good ones out there, but like heavy honey and stuff like that. If you want something that's so smooth and transitions from sweet to woodsy to smoky to aromatic, just nice harmonizing type of flow, you really should get the $5 sample from the website and try this one. Zaharoff Signature Tabac. Spicy, woodsy, sweet, beautiful like cinnamon type spice, rosemary, stuff like that. A little bit of fruitiness, very woodsy. This gets no love. This gets no love. I am so happy to shed some light on Creed's original Santal. Now everybody's going to say, oh, just get Mont Blanc Individuel. Yeah, that's really good. And yeah, they smell really similar. And yeah, that came out before this. I understand all of those things. And this is a recent one. This is a metal cap. I get above average for 7, 8, 9 hours range of longevity on my skin with this one, guys. I really do. And for any of you that just want to check for homework, because I know people love their batch codes, it's not showing that easily because of the lighting, but I'll just go ahead and read it out, because when it comes to Creed, this kind of stuff matters to some people. F000307. So, very, very new batch, but I'm giving this one a spritz. This is so good. Yeah, it has that dryer sheet smell. Beautiful sandalwood, rich cinnamon, spice, rosemary type of thing. A lot of lavender without making it super soapy. This is an unsung hero from the House of Creed, in my opinion. It is built, absolutely built for the fall season. The sandalwood here isn't too creamy, but it has a warm, woodsy dominance. Even early on, you get it. This is a warm wood smell with a lot of supporting players. There's a lot of nuance and beautiful scent profile character to this one. It's a shame that this doesn't get any more love. Yeah, there's more affordable alternatives out there. No, it doesn't smell like You've Owned. Please don't shame this fragrance selling. It smells like that chemical mess of the original You've Owned. And you guys that are older than me, I'm not talking about what y'all had back in the 80s. I'm talking about that newer stuff, that chemical mess. Sorry if that hurts some people's feelings. That's how I feel about current formulas of original You've Owned. But this is on its own level, in my opinion. Please get a sample and try this one, guys. Don't write it off as, oh, you can just get a cheaper one, because the quality doesn't compare from the other things that this is similar to. This is so good. I'm so glad. This was a bucket list fragrance for a long time. I added it to the collection this year, and it's time to pull it out and put it in the rotation, because this is a phenomenal everyday wear in the fall season. It's a little much for the summer. Summer evenings, cooler evenings, maybe indoors, sure, it works. But daytime wear in the fall, nothing better. Nothing better to do with this than wear it during the day in the fall. Work scent, going out running errands, having lunch, just going about your day. This one has that get shit done type of feel to it. It's a phenomenal fragrance that gets no love. Get a sample and try it. Look, you might not feel the way I feel, but if you don't try it, you won't know. Creed's original Santal. Well, that's the 7 that I have for you today. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, because I do appreciate all the feedback. And I love hearing from you guys. Of these 7, what have you gotten your nose on? What would you be interested in checking out that you've never tried before? If you're looking for that one, because I understand this was niche fragrances, and you're going to spend a little more, but you're going to get a little more. You get versatility. You're going to want to wear these often, pretty much every day. You're going to get your money's worth with them. They all perform pretty well, if not phenomenally. They all smell of high quality. They all nuance and change, and nothing straightforward and linear. Like, these are some good options, in my opinion, obviously, because that's the ones I gathered for the topic. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of these 7 and you give them a spray now, pretty damn confident you'll thank me later. Have a good one, guys.